Hi, everyone. Henry DeVries with Wealth Authority TV. We have a special edition today. It's really targeted towards Southern California. And there's an event going on August 6th, 2026 at UC Irvine. Their Beal Applied Innovation at the Cove facility. And it's a reInvent Growth Summit for 2026. So they did one in February. Now it's the second part of the year. We're revisiting it. There'll be 300 C-suite executives in attendance. It's very interactive, a lot of crosstalk, and we have one of the sponsors of the event with us today, Richard Munro. Richard, welcome. How are you today?
Great. Thank you very much. Lovely to meet you, Henry, and thanks for the opportunity.
Well, we'll put you on the hot seat here. Why don't you tell the viewers what you do and about your organization?
So, I am chairman of the National Association of Corporate Directors, NACD, Pacific Southwest chapter. Um, we cover all of Southern California, Nevada, and Arizona in our chapter region. We have about 2,000 NACD corporate director members in our organization. A little bit about NACD. It was founded in 1977. So it's 50 years old next year, and it's the largest board member organization in the US. And it was founded to set exemplary boardroom standards by providing world-class director education programs and peer networking experiences. Um, NACD is organized into 22 chapters across the country. The Pacific Southwest chapter, covering the three states, is one of the largest. And we produce about 40 director education programs annually for our NACD members, including virtual and in-person education programs, curated roundtables of directors in non-gov, financial services, compensation, and real estate. And we're the largest board membership organization in our three state region. We recently launched an Emerging Directors Advisory Board initiative. We call that EDAB. And that's for directors who have got some experience but would like to learn and network with more experienced directors on their board journey. And we're finding that that's very popular and people are signing up for it.
Great. Well, I think financial advisors, wealth managers, people who help people invest money should know all they can about governance and trends in the industry. And that's why this event is important. What information do you intend to share on August 6th?
Well, we're going to really talk about a few critical areas that are on the minds of boards and directors these days. One is the relationship between the board and the CEO. In my opinion, this has never been more important. In the turbulent times that we're going through, not just in the business community, it's important that apart from boards having their traditional role to effectively oversee risk and strategy execution and CEO and C-suite succession planning, I think the boards also need to nurture the CEO and C-suite executives in these challenging times when the pace of necessary decision making is accelerating to compete and survive. And as we kind of reflect on, by the time this conference is on in early August, we'll be two-thirds of the way through the year. And we certainly started off with a lot of volatility, Iran, global oil markets, and tariffs and other matters. We're going to be thinking about what's keeping boards up at night, right? And I think that's built around global and market volatility, geopolitical shifts, also shifting global alliances that are affecting global trade. And, you know, the next area that we're going to talk about is really the board's oversight over strategy execution. We know that on many boards' minds, this is almost one of their top topics that the board is focused on in their oversight role over management. And another area really which comes up all the time is the board's oversight of AI risks and opportunities. And this is very challenging for boards because AI is moving so fast that, what was relevant, say, 30 or 60 days ago is probably no longer relevant. And boards are really struggling, from some of the major corporations down to non-profits and private companies. They're really struggling to figure out how to grapple with their oversight role over companies' implementation of AI. And it's also about the risks and the opportunities. I mean, it's easy to think about the risks of AI, but companies and boards need to also make sure that they're not letting go opportunities for new business models and revenue streams that are in front of them.
As you're speaking, and I didn't tell you I'd ask this question, but you made me think we've got robo advisors now doing financial planning. We have robo therapists. Um, I won't ask you if the day is coming when we'll have robo directors advising, AI advising for the risk of AI. We've got
The man still has a role to oversee the machine.
Well, I like to say that even the smartest AI is like your drunk uncle. Says a lot of good things, a lot of wise things, but sometimes some crazy stuff's in there too. You got to be careful yet.
You got to be careful of the hallucinations. That's right.
There we go. So, what other trends are you seeing out there as we're approaching? We're not even to the midpoint as we're having this conversation of the year, but any other trends you're seeing that boards need to be wary of?
One of the key trends is time is compressing while the velocity of change is increasing. So management and boards are under increasing pressure to make good decisions in shorter, sharper timeframes. And having the data necessary to be able to do that is a major challenge. Um, at NACD Pacific Southwest, we produce our flagship event that we produce every year is the Corporate Directors Symposium, and that will be in downtown Los Angeles on November the 12th this year. And the theme for that conference is governing at the speed of change. And that's a major factor. And AI is, in its various forms, is driving a lot of that. So I would say compressed timeframes while the velocity of change is increasing.
Sounds like we just changed the speed limit on the interstates to 100 miles an hour. Quick, make some
But
decisions.
buckle up. And being an effective board member is a profession, right? It's a calling. It's a full-time professional position that's to be taken seriously. And so directors who are effective are spending hundreds of hours a year just on one board.
Well, as an investor and a tiny, teeny one, um, when I wrote for Forbes, I would always have to disclose if I was writing about Disney that I owned stock in the Walt Disney Company. I think I owned 5 shares, but I had to disclose. But you're doing a noble work. You're really the people looking after us.
Thank you.
I think directors and regulators do a very noble work for us because you have to substitute for all of us. We all can't be there. And so I appreciate that. I said I
Well, the
would
legal,
ask
the
you,
legal duties, the legal duties, what a lot of people forget is the legal duties of a director are the same for a public company or a non-profit company. And so, it's non-profits are very important too, as are private companies. They're really the backbone of our economy, and it's an important professional job.
in your opinion, what can be done to improve the image of business and corporations?
Well, I'm a capitalist. I don't know whether it shows or not, but I think that corporations play a very valuable role in society, providing economic opportunity and benefits to everyone in their value chain, from vendors through to customers, employees, etc., all stakeholders. And that supports economy-wide economic development. And boards play an essential role in that oversight of risk, reputation. Reputation often gets overlooked, and we've seen some recent examples of that. capital allocation decisions, and also business strategy to maintain long-term economic growth and value creation and stability, which leads to societal stability. So I think boards play a critical role along with management in improving the image and reputation of all corporations because they continue to provide a very valuable benefit to society.
And would it be safe to say that the age of the rubber stamp board and the cronies deciding how much the CEO gets paid, that is a thing of the past.
Well, I think that died pretty quickly after Enron, and Enron is 24 years ago.
Wow, seems like yesterday. Well, now I promise the most important question when it comes to rugby, who's better, Aussies or Kiwis?
Are you kidding? I mean, is that a question? Is that a real question? There is only one answer to that, and that's the All Blacks um, and their storied rivalry with the Wallabies. But like most sports, it's actually important that you have strong international teams and that Australian rugby remains strong because it provides a better competition and image and development of rugby around the world. And I'm very pleased that the Rugby World Cup will be coming to the United States.
Well, I'll tell you, I have many business associates in those two nations, and it's as I said to one, I said there was something I said about the United Kingdom, and they corrected me. They said, "We're cousins, and you just insulted mother." And I said, "Well, okay, I take that." So to our
Well,
cousins in the two nations, we salute you, and
you
we're glad you're coming over. You're
you
some of the
you
few
you
places in
know
the
that
world that still like Americans, so we gotta cultivate that.
well, I came here 24 years ago and I love it here and at least you know that I'm a Kiwi, so you wouldn't make that mistake, mistaking me
I
for an
I
Australian.
heard that the moment you started to speak, but I know for some people it's like, oh, South Africa, Australia, New Zealand. You're not listening. You're not listening.
Well, I
It's,
can't tell some regional dialects in the United States. So,
oh,
As Winston Churchill said, we're two great countries separated by a common language.
amen. Richard, thank you so much for being our guest today. Is there anything you wanted to add before we leave?
No, we're looking forward to participating at the Executive Next Practices Institute forum on August the 6th. It's going to be a lot of fun, and we look forward to meeting other people in the room. Thank you.
Thanks. Well, this is Henry DeVries from the California Business Journal, and wishing all those financial advisors and wealth managers to find ways to get educated, to really be face to face with your target customers, and August 6th could be a great opportunity for that. So until next time, keep those clients healthy, wealthy, and wise.